Hey guys, it's Laura here again. Welcome to another video and let's get into it. Today's video is on Eleanor Lambert, an American fashion publicist. She played the vital role in increasing the international importance of the American fashion industry and in the emergence of New York City as a major fashion capital. So what do the Met Gala, New York Fashion Week, the Council of Fashion Designers of America, CFDA, the International Best Dressed List, and the iconic Battle of Versailles all have in common, aside from being fashion industry staples? Their existence can all be attributed to one woman, Eleanor Lambert. Iconic fashion publicist Eleanor Lambert is considered to be the person responsible for helping create these now iconic institutions, as well as previously mentioned, helping out to put American fashion on a global stage. She arrived in New York in 1925, started out designing book covers for Franklin Spear, but found she had a flair in the realm of publicity. So she followed her instinct and became a publicist for major artists such as Salvador Dali, Isamu Noguchi, and Jackson Pollock. Lambert accepted a piece by Dali in lieu of cash payment. It was likely created for the International Silk Conference, with which the artist was working on commercial projects at the time. Surrealist art, and Dali's specifically, is deeply symbolic. The butterfly-like fashion is associated with fleeting, fragile beauty, but with Dali, nothing is really what it seems. Looking closer, the foremost of the collage's figures might not be a butterfly at all, but a giant silkworm moth, a subtle nod to his client at the time. During this time, she created the Art Dealers Association of America and the Park Burnett Galleries auction house. Sotheby's acquired Park Burnett in 1964, as well as helping to establish the New York Museum of Modern Art and the Whitney Museum of American Art. In 1932, Miss Lambert became the first fashion publicist when she represented the fashion designer Annette Simpson. Back then, there were very few American couturiers who produced original designs, and there was little recognition of the names of American designers by fashion editors. By and large, American fashion was based on styles that came from Paris runways. By 1939, department stores, beauty brands and perfumes joined Miss Lambert's exclusive client list, along with hotels, art galleries, nightclubs, restaurants, and many more fashion designers, American and European. In 1939, she was asked to be the press director of the New York Dress Institute. During World War II, Miss Lambert definitely took advantage of the fact that European fashion houses and Paris had temporarily lost their domination in the fashion world. She took this opportunity and took American fashion designers out of the darkness and promoted them worldwide. Furthermore, she appropriated the Paris Best Dressed List. She curated this list until 2002, and Vanity Fair now continues this iconic list. In January 1943, she started Fashion Press Week, which we now call Fashion Week. She received calls from France, Italy, Britain, all asking her to start their own Fashion Week after the war. In 1948, 2 years after the Costume Institute was created, Miss Lambert had the brainwave to throw a Met Gala. She invited a select and private group of Manhattan high society to a midnight supper at the Waldorf Astoria in December. The idea to raise some essential funds for the recently launched Costume Institute at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Back then, the Met Gala was a small, simple affair that blended into the annual philanthropic calendar with a guest list drawn from the ranks of Manhattan high society. Eleanor Lambert truly tried to transform the fashion world in the US and overseas. She wanted fashion to be inclusive, and she hired many black models for the Coty Awards, Fashion Press Week, and other distinguished fashion events. She also animated her clients to follow her lead in hiring more diverse models for their runway shows. During the 1950s and 1960s, she brought American fashion to the farthest reaches of the world, to countries such as Brazil, Germany, Japan, and the USSR. Miss Lambert took Washington by storm in the 1960s because she was advocating for fashion to be treated as an art form. In December of 1962, she created the Council of Fashion Designers of America, CFDA. This council supported fashion as an art and expression of creativity. She wrote, "For the first time in this history of American fashion, leaders from all branches of creative design across the country have banded together for the purpose of furthering the position of fashion design as a recognized branch of art and culture." In 1973, Battle of Versailles changed the course of fashion history. Lambert was responsible for putting on this momentous event. This fashion show fundraiser pitted 5 French designers such as Yves Saint Laurent and Pierre Cardin against 5 American designers that included Stephen Burrows, Halston, Bill Blass, Oscar de la Renta and Anna Klein, aimed at financing the restoration of the Palace of Versailles. Liza Minnelli performed during the fashion show to help out the American side. The fashion show couldn't have gone any better and played a huge part in putting American fashion on the map, all thanks to Eleanor Lambert. She came to be known as the Empress of 7th Avenue because of her extraordinary passion and her ongoing love of fashion that lasted her whole life. She unfortunately died in 2003 at the age of 100. She played such an important role for fashion in the 20th century and was truly the driving force behind American fashion. From founding the CFDA to the Met Gala and of course New York Fashion Week, she definitely left this world leaving her imprint of dedication, charisma, and to get a job done. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have enjoyed learning about Eleanor Lambert. If there is any other artist or designer's life you want to learn more about, please leave it down in the comments below. I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like, please subscribe and put your notifications on so that you can be notified for when I next post. See you on the next one. Bye!